Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. Bangalore headquartered Nitesh Estates has been making waves for redefining luxury in South India. This is the same firm that, for instance, is bringing the first Ritz Carlton hotel to India. 32-year-old Nitesh Shetty had founded the company 8 years back and then took it public in 2010 with a 400 crore rupee IPO. As of now, Nitesh Estates has 21 projects under various stages of development in 4 cities, that's Bangalore, Cochin, Goa and Chennai. Nitesh Shetty now joins us at Prime Property. Thanks, Nitesh, for joining us here. I have to begin by asking you about the Ritz Carlton. What's the update? When's it opening?
To be honest, the Ritz Carlton is actually ready as we speak right now. It's going through the process right now where the operator is currently going through the entire testing and commissioning programs. The operator is right now on the hiring spree, and we are also doing the last bit of the external development works which are pending. But otherwise, the hotel as we speak is pretty much ready right now. And yes, being India's first Ritz Carlton, we are not letting anything to chance, and it's going to be a fabulous property. And I believe it should be opened in Q1 of the coming financial year. So, I mean, I think that's the best update I can give you right now.
Okay, Nitesh, you're not giving me any specific date, but from what I gather, it's going to be any day after the 1st of April. You say things are being finalized. So, has Ritz Carlton, for example, decided what the room rates will be?
Yeah, Ritz Carlton anywhere globally has a 25% premium to market in any of the cities they operate in, and we believe, depending on, as I said, in the first quarter of next financial year, whenever we open, there will be definitely 25% premium to the local market. But the exact figures of it, I think, is best known when it actually opens.
Wow, 25% is quite a premium in the already expensive hospitality market of Bangalore. Now while we're discussing luxury and hotels, I understand you, along with Xander Fund, are in the race to acquire Goldman Sachs' 73% stake in the upcoming Four Seasons Hotel in Bangalore. How's that deal working out?
I think that's a question I think I'm just going to let by right now. I don't want to speak on market speculation right now.
Well, Nitesh, I could not have asked you that. But you had many private equity guys as partners. What's the status? Are they pressing you for an exit? Are you perhaps in the market to raise more funds?
Yes, that's correct. We have about 4 different private equity investors in the company, out of which we've actually given 2 or 3 of them full exits and some of them partial exits over the last few years. And some of the best names in the world have happened to associate themselves with the company, like, as you mentioned, Oxif, one of the top 10 hedge funds in the world, Apollo, one of the top 10 private equity investors in the world, and people like HDFC Realty, some of the bluest of chips of organizations in India. And yes, we are continuously seeking to raise capital for our future expansion and so on. And yes, that's an ongoing process.
Okay, so you are looking to raise funds for expansion. How much do you want to raise? And will this really be only for specific projects, or could it also be at an entity level?
Currently, the residential projects are well capitalized through internal accruals and the sales which are happening in these projects. For our annuity income and long-term investment projects, those projects right now have equity which has been raised through private equity funds and through construction debt. But going forward, yes, if there are more income-yielding assets to be brought into the portfolio, or larger joint development properties to be acquired, or any marquee asset which we believe there's potential which we want to look at, we would seek partners like, as I said, some of the partners we've had in private equity in the past.
Okay, Nitesh, how leveraged is the company? What's your debt-equity ratio like?
I think our debt equity ratio is very, very healthy and reasonable. I think our debt equity ratio currently, as we speak, is in the range of about 0.3:1. So I think in real estate parlance, that's actually reasonably underleveraged right now. And I think our model of joint development right now, not acquiring land or land banks, where a lot of other developers have done, is not something which exists, which has helped us to be in good stead.
Okay, nothing personal, Nitesh. I'm not taking pot shots, but every developer we speak to claims his debt equity ratio is the best in the industry. Now let's just focus your launches. What are your plans for 2013?
Yeah, in 2013 you can definitely expect at least about 6 to 7 residential launches in 2013, out of which that at least 3 of them will happen over the next, you can say, 90 to 120 days.
Okay, now let's get down to specifics. What exactly are you launching immediately?
There are 2 launches coming up shortly. The first one will be called Nitesh Palo Alto, which is going to be in Sajapur Martali Ring Road, which is the IT corridor of Bangalore, and this is going to be a Villamint project, and we are expecting to launch over here at around a pre-launch price of about 6,500 rupees a square foot, which should be a ticket size of about 1.5 crores per Villamint over here, and it's close to about 800,000 square foot is the built-up development, and this for us about a 400 crore project for us. The second one is Nitesh Park Avenue, which is actually located bang in the heart of the city on Sankey Road in high grounds, which actually is overlooking the Bangalore golf course. And this is actually going to be a very iconic tower, which is designed by KPF, which is probably one of the world's top 2 design firms out of New York, and probably the first time they're designing something in India. So that's something to look forward to. And the ticket size over there will exceed about 14 to 15 crores per condo in that particular development.
And what about the other launches? What will be the average ticket price?
Most of these projects, the pricing will be in the range of, you can say, 5,000 to 6,000 rupees a square foot, except one luxury project which will be in the excess of 25,000 rupees a square foot, which will make it one of Bangalore's most expensive residential projects, but it'll also be one of Bangalore's most iconic residential towers. So keep that aside, I think a bulk of the projects will be in the 5,000 to 6,000 rupee range. Our average price right now is about 5,200 rupees a square foot is what we touched last year, and our average ticket size, there's nothing less in our portfolio less than 50 lakh rupees.
So Nitesh, how exactly do you define your residential portfolio? You have all these luxury projects, you have these projects also for 50 lakh rupees. What kind of a developer are you?
We are in the excess of about 3,500 crores right now in the residential portfolio itself, but as a combination of housing in the middle income housing as well as the very high-end luxury, so it's a combination of the two, where I like to believe that the bulk of our projects would be in the upper segment, over the 50 lakhs segment.
Nitesh, will you foray out of your comfort zone? Are you perhaps looking to foray into North India, let's say New Delhi or Gurgaon?
No, absolutely not. No plans to North India right now. We don't understand that market, and I don't think we want to venture into a city.
Okay, you don't get the North India market. Now let's talk about deliveries. Are you behind schedule? I understand you're late in one project in Whitefield, for instance.
Let's put it this way. I mean, we're just delivering 2 projects as we speak this particular month. Last year we delivered 500,000 square foot of 1 residential projects, and the remaining 4 or 5 million of residential projects which are closer to delivery right now will pretty much be delivered within the next 12 to 15 months. On your questions of have there been some delays, in probably 1 project due to some external contingencies, maybe there was a little of a delay, but otherwise by and large the projects have been reasonably on track if you keep a certain contingency time of 3 months or 4 months buffered in.
Okay, Nitesh, so you're pretty happy with how your delivery pipeline is panning out. We're going to have to leave it at that, but thanks for joining us here at Prime Property. That's Nitesh Estates for you with its launch pipeline for 2013. Unfortunately, we're completely out of time, so we're going to wrap up this edition of Prime Property. See you same time next week.